Hey everybody, we are on the verge of another pay-per-view this week. It seems like this is happening a lot with two programs. So we are covering No Mercy. We're going to be covering our picks for the show. Please feel free to leave your comments and who you think is going to win in the comments section below. But we want to hear what you have to think, and we want to know who you're predicting. So I'm here with Brandon. Brandon, why don't you start running us through the show?
Yeah, so we'll start with kind of the bottom of the card. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. To me, this feud's going to continue. It doesn't really matter who wins this one. So I'll pick Nikki Bella to win this one. What do you think?
I got Carmella. I think that I think she might go down the selfless John Cena role. Like John Cena seems now to be willing to put people over now that he's in the movie industry. So,
sure.
Bree's having a baby. Nikki's going to be an aunt. John's away. Time for her to eat some Cheetos on the couch.
There you go. Yeah, the next one we have is Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos. I know they're some of your favorites. So who do you think is going to win that one?
I got Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah, I think you got to stick with them. You know, the Usos' new character has actually kind of revitalized them a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I think they're, even though they haven't done anything with Heath Slater and Rhino, like the story in the trailer and all that kind of stuff in a couple weeks, I think you got to keep going with Heath Slater for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Surprise, WWE. You turn a Samoan heel and all of a sudden he's cool again.
There you go. Yeah. Note for Raw. Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship. I think I'm going to stick with Becky on this one, but they could very well go with Alexa Bliss and kind of open it, wide open here with the women's division. So who do you think is going to win that one?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with Becky. I don't think Alexa's ready yet. But just from watching what I have, she's showing a lot of potential.
Yeah.
It might be kind of cool to bring back Blake and Murphy and have her cost Becky the match, and she could have her little man boys back.
There you go.
That might be a good way,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an interesting way to go about it. But I think that they owe it to Becky out of respect to give her a nice run.
Yeah. I think Alexa Bliss is doing really good stuff with her character. Her facial expressions and her, outfits and all that kind of stuff are really showing that she has, kind of that it factor where some of the ladies come out and they're just, almost like going through the motions almost. So, I think she has a bright future, and it's kind of cool to see her evolve. Like all the NXT people, it's cool to see, how their characters develop over time. So, one of the coolest storylines they have going right now is this Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. They have something this past week about the possibility of Sister Abigail showing up, which I thought was pretty cool. So I think that they could do something with that. Have her maybe come out and cost Orton the match, but I'm going to pick Bray Wyatt going over in this one. Who do you have in that one?
If they don't do it now, just bury the guy. It's time. It really is time, and I don't expect a face run for Styles for a while, even though they're churning Dean Ambrose, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to push the guy, and he needs some good feuds, and I think starting here and then, eventually maybe reintroducing him with Cena, would be a good jumpstart to his career.
Yeah, I'm just tired of him coming out saying he's so dominant and losing all the time. So you got to do something with him, and I think the time, like you said, is right now. So we've got the Intercontinental Championship versus Dolph Ziggler's career. With all the rumors and stuff of Ziggler leaving, I think... it's kind of a toss-up for me. He's either going to win and turn heel, or he's going to lose and he's gone. So, I don't know.
It's win-win because if he loses, he gets to retire and leave WWE. But if he wins, then he gets to be a heel, which is what's best for him. I'm going to go. I just don't think it's time to end the Miz thing yet. So I'm going to go with the Miz, sadly.
Yeah. I'll go Ziggler just because I think that, I don't know. I'll just go Ziggler just because I don't know that he's going to leave. And I think, some of the stuff that he's doing, like when and I don't know if it's real emotion or just he's that good at acting, but when he's been out there talking, it's almost like he's kind of talking himself into staying, like he really loves it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's part of the show and all that kind of stuff. But I think that Ziggler's going to do something kind of dirty and end up winning. So
yeah, and let's just be honest here. A WWE retirement is not a real retirement.
Absolutely.
Like you
come back in a month.
He'll come back in 3 months and he'll be a heel.
Yeah, and he'll change his name so he can still be Dolph Ziggler somewhere else. So the last one, Styles, Cena, Ambrose for the World Championship. The way that they're kind of teasing John Cena and the career, title count and all that kind of stuff, I kind of think they're going Cena, but I'm going to pick Styles to keep it. And, I think Ambrose is going to kind of finalize his heel turn here, or there's a high possibility that he will. So who do you have in that one?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if Dean's churning that he would go with John next.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fresh feud that hasn't been done before, but I think they got something good with Styles going on here, and this might be the time where they reintroduce the new members of the club.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know, maybe bring up some NXT guys, or, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to go and see the Young Bucks just come in and super kick Cena and Ambrose? Bring the club in, I mean, I just think it's time. I don't want to see that end. I love what AJ is doing on SmackDown, and ever since what he did after turning heel, I've loved it. So
yeah,
I'm just not ready for that to end yet.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with SmackDown as opposed to Raw is they actually care about the stories and the storytelling. So I think that giving Cena the title here is just to kind of complete his 16-time reign and all that kind of stuff.
Where is the pay-per-view?
I'm not sure.
Because Jon Stewart could show up.
That's true. Yeah, you never know. That wily Jon Stewart, he's got it out for John Cena.
Yeah.
I think so.
And watch, he'll take the title with him and he'll hand it back to Rollins over on Raw.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. So I think it would be. I don't know. I think it would be a shame for Ric Flair's streak to get tied or broken. But it's one of those things too that he said that he wants Cena to be the one to tie him or break it. So I mean, at some point it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's so is it better to go ahead and have it happen now and just get it over with, or wait until he's close to retiring and then let him win it out of sympathy?
Roman's going to destroy that streak.
He
had four titles last year alone. He didn't he win it and then he lost to Sheamus in 10 seconds. Then he won it and then he lost it to Triple H at the Rumble. Then he won it and then lost it to Rollins. That was all. That was all in 5 months.
Yeah, they need to do it. For one night only, they make the title the Hardcore Championship where you can pin the guy wherever.
Yeah.
And they just, he pins somebody 20 times, back and forth. He gets knocked out and then gets pinned and then loses it, and then he finds the person and knocks him out, just over and over again. And that's McMahon's fantasy. So, but those are our picks for No Mercy this Sunday. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know your picks. What do you think of John Cena tying Ric Flair's record? All the new fans, I'm sure I know your answer, and all the old school people, I know yours. So. But we're interested to see what you guys think. Thanks so much for checking this out, and we'll talk to you Sunday after No Mercy.
Thanks, guys.